Okay, people don't talk about fencing much at all. Maybe it's a topic that sort of slips by, but boy, can it make you some money, and boy, can it improve or disrupt life. So let's talk about making money with fencing. Stay tuned.
We're not
Billy,
talking about this one. Not fighting.
not fighting feelings. Welcome to the show, Billy Drury, the boy, the real estate boy that was raised by wolves and dropped onto the doorstep of Novak in his crib. Welcome.
Thank you, Mark. 10 points are going to be talked about this morning. Make basically a point per minute. Vent your way to income with your property price.
Before we start, Billy, what did you do on the weekend?
I celebrated Chinese New Year with a friend in the city, and what a show it was. It was a little bit of rain, but fireworks and people dancing on water, jetpack riders. It was pretty cool.
Favorite drink for the weekend?
I did celebrate with a drink, yeah.
What was the drink?
And a Jimmy's falafel. Couple of Pronies and a Guinness.
So your favorite drink was the Guinness? Guinness.
Yeah, Pronies went down quite nicely. Yeah. And you?
I went to Brunker's for dinner, and I had Brunker from our office who cooked up an absolute storm, and then had a bit of pool time, went for a walk.
Lovely. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Hope everyone out there had a great weekend. All right, so let's get on to it, Billy. Item number 1.
Let's do it. Talking about fences this morning. As Mark said, sometimes they're overlooked, but don't underestimate the power of a good fence. Number 1 reason for an upgrade: enhanced security. It's pretty obvious, but homeowners do buy into security. You've got to have the home safely, safely looked after, and a fence can help with that. Number 2.
Intruders can jump. It's hard to steal something and jump over the fence.
Yes. Privacy. Privacy is
important. Now, something on that privacy fencing, which I saw at a friend's house on the weekend, was the legal limit of a fence is 6 foot. You always hear 6 foot fence being coined around, which is about 185 centimeters from memory. But if by mutual agreement, if both neighbours agree, I've often seen them go an extra half a metre higher. And what that means is it's cutting out windows from the house you can't sort of see, and it's definitely easily cutting out people. But that height of the fence, if you can do it, get a bit higher, everyone's a winner.
And I see all the luxury homes have hedges, Mark. Not fences, but hedges. Is that a reason you can go higher?
Absolutely. That's a really good idea. On fencing, and talking about luxury fences, there's Leighton Greens are the fastest growing hedges, which can do 1.5 meters a year.
Wow.
So if you get a Leighton Green established, Leighton Green at 2 or 3 meters, that little puppy can get to 6 meters very, very quickly, but you do have to maintain it.
Yeah, gotta keep it on track. Number 3, boundaries and definition. I thought this was an interesting one. A fence clearly helps with the boundary and definition of the property. So that gives buyers, a perception of space, how they can utilize that space and understand limitations, ultimately adding value.
Yeah, because often, like if you look at a 2-bedroom unit, for example, a 2-bedroom unit with a good fenced courtyard can add 200, 300, 400 grand value to that unit. And you can imagine without a fence at all, that value would not be there, or would be less than half. So that definition that we're talking about, where it says, okay, this is my area, and it's undisputed, adds a bucket of value.
Yeah. Question from Luke. Good morning, Luke. Hedge over fence. What do you reckon?
Hedge behind fence. Like on the photo behind you, can you slip to the left?
No, no, I can't do that for you. Sorry. I can
Just
do
move
that.
Yeah. So see that hedge, see that fence there, and see how there's that hedge behind us. Often people will put on the outside of the boundary that little, or the inside of the boundary, and then they'll get that extra little bit. You can see that guy's done that extra little bit with it with lattice.
This guy's me. This is my house. I've done
Mate,
this. So this is my work over the weekend.
this guy's pushing
Number
the
4,
boundary.
curb appeal.
Yep.
That's what this is all about. Curb appeal. A well-maintained fence can significantly improve the curb appeal. It can add to charm.
Oh, like a sexy picket fence.
Yeah.
What's the beauty of a picket fence? Wow, it just for some reason it pulls your heartstrings. So that's definitely going to make you money on a fence.
Yeah, absolutely.
This really gets you thinking when you look at all properties now about fencing, because it really, if you get that fencing right, and you enjoy the property more.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a big one. Safety for children and pets. I can't tell you how many people have come through and gone, this isn't pet friendly. Particularly see it in rental open homes. So if you're an investor, put a fence in the back garden, make it, secure for children and pets. They'll love you for it. Tenants will love you for it.
And also, like, this can be real serious, because little Johnny running on the road is very, very dangerous. So some councils will not allow a front boundary fence, as in a fence to go up on your street. Some councils will allow it. If they do allow it, people put a fence with an electronic gate, so their pets can't get out and their kids can't get out. Big. It almost doubles your yard, because then you've got a backyard and a front yard. Makes it look nice and tidy if you're parking boats, trailers, and cars. And so safe. So safe.
Safety is king. Next one, aesthetic appeal. That's a good segue into this one. Obviously, depending on the materials used, it will change the aesthetic. So be conscious of that. And it's another way to sort of win the heart over before you get to the front door. First impressions.
Definitely. Next one.
Landscaping support. A good fence can be the framework to a beautiful garden. So it could be plants, it could be a hanging vertical garden, it could be all different types of things, but it's the framework to a beautiful frontage, really.
Billy, you're so smart this morning. Did you take NZT over the weekend?
I took ChatGPT this morning.
Wow, NZT, limitless. No, it's true though. It's gonna look real good. Next one.
Noise reduction. Genius. Absolutely genius.
You would be
Fencing
shocked.
can help.
You would be shocked how much noise will be cut out from the road once that fence gets installed. Particularly the style of fence, and often you'll see, obviously concrete fence is superior over a timber fence for knocking out noise. Bush, believe it or not, does a great job as well if you've got hedging as a fence, as well as your concrete fence. And also breaking the fence into different pieces. So believe it or not, you will see concrete fences that have indentations for planter boxes. That indentation will also help with reflection of noise. So yeah, it's a big one. That's gonna, like, if you're talking about going, reducing your decibel rating, by half or more. That's massive. It's massive.
Yeah. In combination with all the other bits, like even one of these reasons is good, but if you can do 10 of them at the same time, you're winning. You're absolutely winning. Next one, increased property functionality. Fencing can help provide a property, give it some functional zones. When I think of this one, I'm thinking like house and granny flat. It gives you a bit of separation. Or maybe if you have side-by-side townhouse vibes, you might have mum and dad on one side, family on the other.
Yeah. Straight down the middle, you got the fence. That's yours, that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It works pretty functional. But the thing I want to bring up today, guys, with watching this, is sometimes this is so obvious that you miss it. So when you're buying or selling or living in a property, sometimes just by default you've just never even thought about these options. And suddenly, when you look at your property differently from an outsider's perspective, you're like, hang on a sec, this could really, really make a difference to our place. Knocking a fence down even for parking.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see in stratas where there's blocks of units, there's a stupid fence doing nothing. Get rid of it. Parking space for two.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And finally, resale value. Properties with well-maintained sale, well-maintained fences often attracts a higher sale price. I think, as I say, if you can do one of these things really well, it's only going to help with your property value.
Yeah, and you know what? It's one of those things that I think if out of those 10 things that we mentioned today, if you could nail a couple of those components, you're talking happiness. You're talking
Yeah.
making also potential of profit. So
You'll love
there's something to do, and it's there. So hopefully we helped everyone today. You always think about when you think renovations to a property, you always think kitchens, bathrooms, paint, carpet, but fencing. Think about that one as well.
So true. Well said, Mark. Have a good Monday, guys.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. Love ya. See ya. Is Gridiron on tonight?
It's not Gridiron. We've got Super Bowl. I think it's this morning,
Bowl.
isn't it?
Good luck with the Super Bowl.
Today. See you guys.
Everyone. See ya. Bye.